Hello everyone, I know it's been a while, but we're back, and we're reviewing Dungeon Magic, made by Tato for the arcade. Today I've got Sabin, who played with me in the NBA Hang Time review. And we're going to play two players on Dungeon Magic. As you can tell, not too original of a storyline, princess getting captured kind of thing. It's a 4-player beat 'em up for arcade, which, they get a lot more fun as the more people you have to play. The story is pretty standard. Basically, the princess of the kingdom has been kidnapped by some wizard or something, and you get to pick from a bunch of drunkards in a tavern who have weapons, and you begin your adventure right there in the tavern. It's really like a video game version of Geoffrey Chaucer's Canterbury Tales. But anyway, I'm playing as the swordsman Ash, I believe, and Sabin is using the wizard there. And I'm glad he picked the wizard because each character has a special attack they can use by pressing both buttons together. It's one of those screen-clearing special attacks you often see in these beat-em-ups. And the wizard is really funny just because of the over-exaggerated sound and sound effects you get from when he uses it. I mean, it sounds like the Armageddon has arrived when he uses that attack, and it's a pretty useful attack, but it just still doesn't do as much damage as it should, or maybe it's just the fact bosses in this game have a lot of health. But anyway, after you get done at the tavern, you walk out into the street, and you start beating up the random slew of kobolds and other sorts of strange monsters populating the city streets. And nothing's happening, a little fighting. Okay, here's something to comment on. One thing I do like about how this game is set up is you can choose your own path throughout the level. Basically, every time you enter a different area, they show you a little mini-map with the exit at one end, and they show you a list of possible choices of ways to exit the room. And you basically just try to work your way to the boss room by going through these different passageways. Now, I'm only going to play one level in this review, but we played through the whole game earlier, and you actually can find a bunch of interesting split paths, and some of the rooms have puzzles and things you have to solve, which, it kind of adds to the replay value. It makes it a good challenge. I could see if we had the full 4 people playing, it'd be a whole lot more fun than it is. Which is not to say it's not, terribly unfun. It's a decent game. For those of you who are wondering why I sound strange, it's because 1, I'm using a new microphone, and 2, it's because I'm just getting over a cold. A bad one at that. And there's some minor platforming challenge stuff, like you got this situation here where there's just a magical floating square going across the canyon for people to step on. I don't know why the townsfolk didn't just build a bridge, but anyway, now we've reached this dungeon area filled with more kobolds. And there's that ridiculous wizard attack I was telling you about. There's a crossbow laying on the ground, you may have noticed. The problem with this game is when you kill enemies, they drop special weapons for you to use, but the problem is only certain characters can use certain special weapons. So you would think they would make it so, say if you're playing as the swordsman, the crossbow wouldn't show up because I'm pretty sure he can't use it. But instead, the crossbow does show up, and it's no use to you. You could use the sword, but you can't use the crossbow. It's worthless. Now here's blatantly obvious step on the switch to continue. That guy just goes running out of there. Notice how overdramatic and ridiculous it is when you level up. You just leveled up. Yeah, I saw that. No reason to yell at me. I never really understood the point of leveling up in this game. Your attacks don't seem to do much more damage. It doesn't give you any health back or give you more health. And here's a mini-boss. Most levels have mini-bosses, which, they're pretty good. You see a few repeats. Like, you'll have to fight the snake like 2 or 3 times throughout the game, but, it's not that bad. Oh, that's so cheap. And for some reason, instead of swallowing you, the snake spits you out. I've never seen a snake that spit things out once it fit them in its mouth. Wouldn't wouldn't logically, wouldn't the snake have starved to death by now if he just dissolved and spit out everything he ate? Anyway, I'm abusing my character's special moves to just completely decimate this boss. You can't buy items with the gold and jewelry you get. Instead, it gives you experience points, which is kind of dumb because you would think you would level up from, actually fighting rather than just collecting treasures. But whatever. Now we're fighting. I don't even know why we're fighting these things. You don't have to fight them. You can just move on. But because you don't get experience for it, there's no point. Alright, the exclamation point means you're nearing the end and you're about to get to the place where you can fight the boss. And it's more fighting. For some reason, the pillars in this particular screen electrocute you when you break them open, contrary to every other pillar in the level, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. This is definitely not the best 4-player beat 'em up, hack and slash with swords and magic adventure you can find for arcade, but it's one of the better ones. I mean, this is no Arabian Fight. I mean, nothing could ever top Arabian Fight. I mean, you just have to play that game yourself to experience how awesome Arabian Fight is. I hope someone's posted the Let's Play of that so you can just go see how wonderful Arabian Fight is. And I'm being absolutely sarcastic in case you can't tell. That is an utterly awful 4-player game. It should be avoided at all costs. And these roper enemies, they look a lot like likes from Zelda, if you ask me. And one thing that's really dumb about this game is when you pick up rocks, to throw them up in the air, you have to jump and press the attack button. If you pick them up and then try to throw them while you're standing still, your character just drops them. Which is not like there are no points in the game where you have to pick them up and put them down on a switch. There's really no point for that. You should always just throw it when you pick it up. Because if you pick up a rock in a beat 'em up game, chances are it's because you want to throw it at somebody. Not to place it on the other side of the room because it matches the decor and feng shui over there better. And I've been turned into a squirrel. There's actually a few status ailments in this game. None of which have never been done before or that particularly exciting, but oh well. I've changed back from a squirrel. Didn't last very long. You can get poisoned as well. And there's probably a few others that I'm failing to mention just because I can't think of them right now. It is dumb that you have to pick up treasure to level up, but I'll give it to them. They did put a lot of different types of treasure in this game. You'll see everything from rings and necklaces, diamonds, cars, grills, anything you could imagine that would be shiny. You can pick it up and use it to level up. Now here's the first boss, as I'm nearing my 10-minute limit here. First boss is pretty easy. You can just punch him and knock him down, wait till he gets back up and do it again. Now a lot of the later bosses are a lot harder. Your characters do have charge attacks they can use. If you use the attack button and hold down, he charges up an attack and you can unleash it on a foe should you be able to get next to them without them punching you in the face or being so stupid as to think you could use a charged up attack on them. Now, this guy has a sword, the guy I'm playing with, but he doesn't really use it, which doesn't make much sense to me. The development staff was nice enough to put some pillars with power-up objects in them in the room so you could power up amidst fighting this easy boss. Also, you'll see that skeleton, the one I just walked over, you'll see that same skeleton at least 2,000 times in this game. They didn't put much variety into the skeletons. Anyway, in conclusion, really not that bad of a game. I mean, there's been much worse. But, yeah, you should give it a try. You got 4 people around, want to hit up an old adventure. It's no shadow over Mystara by any chance, but it may still be worth playing. The final score is 5 out of 10.